Dan of Vagabond Awake.
李前会 from 𝗘𝗏𝗢𝗀.
And we just finished about a month in the Dominican Republic. And we want to talk about the 4 major places we stayed there and which we think would be best for budget retirees. But we don't, we're going to talk about them in terms of individual issues, and those are restaurants, accommodations,
Nightlife, transportations,
grocery stores, safety,
cost of living, dating.
and water sports. And the 4 cities are Las Terrenas
𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅, 𝗖𝗵𝗲.
and Puerto Plata. And should we start with restaurants?
Sure.
Okay. We'll do them in the same order then.
Yes.
Let's see. I think I had our best meals in 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅.
I think we have the nice meal also in La Telesna, the pizza place.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say for overall food choices, just to give you some example. By the way, we have individual reports on each of these cities. We're just talking in general terms now, after we've been gone for really just a little over a month, and now we feel like we can talk about it looking back. And so for me, I would probably rate 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅 because it had that worldly restaurant, Swami or something like that, or
Yes.
and it had the Italian restaurant, and it had that Vagamundo, it had that amazing Italian restaurant on the water.
But one thing is the pricing.
Pricing's higher, yeah.
But the pricing in La Telesna is more lower, a little bit.
Yeah, it
you know?
is a little lower, yeah.
It's more local place, not fancy
Yeah.
restaurants. It's
Yeah.
just on the beach, you know.
Yeah.
And there's bunch of the restaurants on the beach. So, and you can buy from the fisherman on the next door. The fish market is just next door.
Yeah.
You buy it from the fresh fish from there, and then you give to the restaurant to cook with a little fee, or you know.
Or take it home and cook it.
Yeah, or take it home and cook it. So
Yeah.
La Telesna have a best restaurant, and the nightlife also is more chill, and you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it sounds like you would rank Las Terrenas first, and I would rank 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅 first.
Yes, because
For food.
yeah, for food, yes.
Because of cost.
Yes, with the cost.
Okay. And then 𝗪𝗪 and Puerto Plata, I'm not sure. I would say the first 2 we've talked about. The other 2.
𝗖𝗪 is the price. 𝗖𝗪, the pricing in the 𗖪𝗪 is cheap also.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cheaper than 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅. The beer is cheap because I have a beer
Yeah.
over there. It's cheaper than the 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅 beer.
Yeah.
It's on the beach, and they just serve you.
Yes.
Boom, boom. You
Yeah.
don't need to buy
It
a
is,
beer.
yeah. Everything seemed cheaper there, didn't it?
Yeah, everything is cheaper in 𝗪𝗪.
Okay, what about accommodations? What would you, I mean, there's nice, and then there's, you know, reasonable, you know, comfortable and cheap. Who would you say, which of those 4 places would you say wins that, the comfortable and cheap award?
I think you can find the cheap ones in 𝗪𝗪.
Yes?
Because 𝗪𝗪 they are built out for the tourists
Yes.
and the people who want to go for the nightlife.
Yeah.
So they have apartments, you know. So if you're renting a long term,
Yeah.
not the short term, like 1 month, so
Yeah.
you can then go for a cheap price over there.
Yeah.
And they are near to the walking distance to the beach also.
Everything's walking
yeah,
distance there.
And La Telesna is also, but you need to find the places.
Yeah. And then in terms of selection, you're going to have, Puerto Plata is a city. It's
Yeah.
larger, a lot of locals there. You're going to have more choices there in terms of parts of the city you can stay in. And that's probably the cheapest overall, just because of the, it's mostly locals there, not too many tourists forcing the prices up. But I would say probably cheapest is Puerto Plata, second is probably 𝗪𝗪 because it's right closer to the beach, more tourists competing for the, and then probably third is Las Terrenas, and then 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅 is probably the most expensive.
Yeah, 𝗙𝗢𝗄𝗅 is more expensive.
Yeah. And then what about nightlife? What would you say about nightlife?
Nightlife have a range of La Telesna have a fun nightlife.
Yeah, what's a fun nightlife? Yeah.
It's more fun, and it's more local kind of thing. It's not like a touristy, like, you know, that you have to pay a certain amount of beer.
Yeah, if you watch our Las Terrenas videos, you'll see that the nightlife basically there now during the pandemic is basically an outdoor area in front of a liquor store where everyone sort of stands around and talks.
Yeah, you can
and
check
plays
my
music.
you can check my Latterasna nightlife and how we party. Not really party, but we enjoy and we have a food outside.
Right.
On the someone introduce us the food. And
Yeah, 𝗵𝗏𝗡 has that one area around the Mojito bar, which is
Yes.
kind of nice, but it's kind of expensive.
yeah,
And it's mainly international with a little bit of local. It doesn't have that same integration we saw in Las Vegas.
yeah.
But really, 𝐶𝐓 is known worldwide for more of a party place
Yeah, it's
than
more of a party
any of them really.
Yeah.
And of course, you have the bigger, larger nightclubs in Puerto Plata, which are almost completely all locals. And so that's kind of your choices for nightlife. It depends what you're looking for.
Yes, it depends on what you're looking for. If you want looking for a reasonable price and then it's more have a table and chair, it's more like I don't know how you say it about the lifestyle.
It's like in a bar, sit down.
Yeah, in the bar sit down kind of thing.
Right.
Then 𝗵𝗏𝗡 is your best place to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely more geared towards international tourists.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna pay more for your drinks. You'll be right on the
Yeah.
beach though, feet in the sand.
Yeah, and in Latterasnas it's more casual kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just go to grocery store, buy your beer, they have a loudspeaker playing the music, you hang out with the tourists and
Right.
local people dancing. That kind of the local feel that I like.
yeah.
Instead of you sit on the bar, yes, you are sitting on the beach, but you are sitting on the chair and then you're just talking with your partner,
Yeah.
That's different feeling.
Yeah. So what about what about transportation? What are some of the issues that we face transportation wise? So when we first took an Uber from Santo Domingo, where we arrived, to Las Terrenas,
Yes.
and that worked out fine. Great price.
We are using Uber.
Yeah, we used Uber. But once you're in Las Terrenas, you can't get an Uber there.
Yeah.
There's no Uber drivers there. There were none in 𝗵𝗏𝗡 or
No.
𝗵𝗏𝗡, and none in 𝐶𝐓.
The Uber service is only in Santo Domingo, Santiago, and Puerto Plata.
Yeah, and Puerto Plata is kind of an odd
Yes.
Uber service because you'll get somebody they'll confirm your ride and they'll
Yeah.
tell you the amount. Uber, of course, will tell you the amount, tell the driver where to drop you off. But as soon as it gets confirmed, they'll start texting you, asking you for more money, which was odd to us.
No, they don't ask for the more money. They just say that cancel the Uber and pay me direct kind of thing. But we don't speak Spanish and
Yeah.
we don't want to be involved on all these things. We prefer to have a record on the Uber so we
Yeah.
know who are driving us.
Yeah, so don't expect Uber to be what you expected it, what you find in other parts of the world. It's a little bit squishy in the Dominican Republic. So.
Yeah,
And the taxis are super expensive.
one thing is even in my own country, if an Uber driver asks me to pay him direct, not with the Uber app, I will not do that as well.
No, of course
Yeah,
not.
so just to let them know that we
Yeah.
are,
Yeah, and then so luckily along the way when we went to we got an Uber driver who actually showed up and drove us and didn't ask for us to break any rules or pay extra money. His name's Sam. I have a video out about him. I'll put a link below for you.
Yes.
But we recommend you use Sam when you're in the north part of.
Yeah, because his price is also based on the Uber price, and we trust him. And he brings us to many trips already from Puerto Plata to 𝗵𝗏𝗡 and to back to Santo Domingo. Yeah, and he speaks English, so it's easy to
Yeah, it's very
communicate.
nice.
Yeah, because we're facing many times that every day we in Puerto Plata when taking Uber, it have someone cancel our trip or wait us to cancel their trip because they want to earn direct, which is I don't know how to deal with this thing.
Yeah.
So I almost fed up with the Uber in Puerto Plata.
Yeah.
It's only happened in
I would
Puerto
say we
Plata.
are fed up with it. I don't know that I would use it, especially since I know Sam now.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, for transportation, you have to understand that when you're in Las Terrenas, you really don't need taxis. You can just walk everywhere.
Yes.
And that's pretty much true of 𝗵𝗏𝗡, and it's also true of 𝐶𝐓. Those are all little small beach communities you can walk around in. Really, it's Puerto Plata. It's more spread out, more things to do.
Yes.
And you might need a taxi there more.
Yeah, and actually in Latterasnas they also have a motor taxi which is cost you like nothing, Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it go to the far
That's
away.
where it's a motorcycle. The guy has a vest on. It's
Yeah.
yellow, I think, with a green stripe
Yes.
or orange stripe, and you just wave them down. They pull over and take you wherever you want to go.
Yes.
And
So-
those are pretty cheap, usually $1 or something.
Yes, about something. So the next one is the grocery store.
Yeah, grocery stores.
Grocery store definitely Puerto Plata win because Puerto Plata have a bigger grocery store in in the town.
Bigger and multiple.
Multiple. They have like 2, 3 I think
Yeah.
at least. And then La Teresa's, 𝗖𝗎 and 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢 is just a small one. But 𝗖𝗎and La Teresa, they still have the local supermarket, but it's not really big kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
not
just,
as much selection. So you
yeah.
might find yourself going into Puerto Plata once a month or once every couple
Yes,
weeks
yes,
to buy
yes.
more foreign type foods.
Yes.
But there was a pretty good one in 𝗵𝗏.
There's the local mini market.
No, the big one when you go down.
Oh yes,
The
yes.
big one. So it's not quite as good as Puerto Plata,
Yeah,
but you can get both stuff there. So that's grocery store shopping.
yeah.
What about safety? Where did you feel the most safe?
La Teresa.
Yeah, I agree.
Because everyone say La Teresa is the safety place in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe because we read too much, so that's why we feel that
Yeah, we
safe.
didn't have any trouble in any of the cities. No one approached us.
Yeah.
No one even begged for money from us. Everyone was polite to
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
So we don't really have any safety issues with the Dominican Republic. It's just overall it was a smaller town. It just felt more homey maybe, and so I would put it number 1. Number 2, I'd probably put 𝗵𝗏.
Yeah, 𝗕𝗢𝗢 as well.
Number 3, probably Puerto Plata, and then 4 is 𝗪𝗎.
Yeah, the one thing is we are staying in those places is like a tourist area.
Yeah, they're all tourist areas.
Tourist
Except
area.
for Puerto Plata, it's
Yeah.
both tourists and locals.
Both tourists and local, that's all.
And 𝗪𝗎 is known for prostitution, and so some of the negatives that come with that is what makes it feel a little more dangerous to us, or to me at least, than Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata is more like just a local town where local people live.
Yeah.
It's just bigger than the other places.
So what about the cost of living?
Cost of living, I would think that you could get the lowest cost of living in Puerto Plata because you can get rents for easily for $200 to $300 plus utilities. There's more local restaurants to eat in. There's more local type stuff to do.
Yeah.
And the other 3 are tourist areas, so the price is going to be up a little higher near the beaches.
Yeah.
And so maybe second is Las Terrenas. I'm not sure. The other 3 are pretty close, but 𝗕𝗢𝗢 is the most expensive,
Yes.
or 𝗕𝗢𝗢, and Puerto Plata would be, in my mind, it'd be the least expensive.
Yeah, as if you want to come to 𝐷𝗫, make sure you love seafood. If you are vegetarian, it will be very expensive for you to live over there.
I'm vegetarian, but I like to cook, so it would be cheap for me to live there. So, and then dating. I think it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a relationship with the local, there's more locals that are living normal lives in Puerto Plata that might have like a regular job and a regular life, and once you start getting into the tourist areas, it's I don't know. It's a little more. The locals are fewer. There's more internationals there. So if you're into internationals, you're looking to date an international. You want to be in probably 𝗕𝗢𝗢 or 𝗪𝗎 or Las Terrenas. So I don't know. Dating. If I were single and living in the Dominican Republic, I would probably date in Puerto Plata.
I thought you wanted to say 𝗪𝗎.
No, 𝗪𝗎 is good for dating if you're into prostitution, which I'm not really a big fan of that. I think it's dangerous.
Yeah.
If you get involved in prostitution, it usually also has somewhere in the perimeter around you are drugs and violence, and so to me that's too high a risk. And I like conventional relationships. I don't want to. Paid sex is not my thing. To me, it's a turn off.
Okay, the next one is water sport.
What do you think?
It's all like kite surfing around.
Yeah, kite surfing. 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢 is the capital kite surfing place of the world, or one of the best in the world, and it's just full of kite surfers, and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
They also have surfers there. There's scuba, snorkeling, and the snorkeling is everywhere. The surfing isn't everywhere because they just don't have this big of waves. So 𝗙𝗢𝗄 apparently is the spot. There's bigger waves there, maybe because of the winds or whatever, than some of the other spots. But swimming, snorkeling, all the other water sports are going to be in all four places.
Fishing, yeah.
Fishing, yeah. So if you had to retire and spend a year in the Dominican Republic, which one would you want to go to?
I think I would choose 𝗙𝗢𝗄.
𝗙𝗢𝗄?
𝗙𝗢𝗄 because it's very close to Puerto Plata. I can go there and buying the thing that I want in a big supermarket, you know. And then the life is easy in the 𝗙𝗢𝗄.
Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah, I love 𝗓𝗏𝑆, but 𝗓𝗏𝑆 is not really convenient for me.
It's a little small and sleepy. The grocery stores are limited.
Yeah, the grocery store is very limited to me, so
yeah. But if you like nature, you're all about nature, then Las Terrenas is hard to beat. 𝗙𝗢𝗄 is a little built up. It does have the international influence. More money's there, and so you're not as in touch with nature there. So, but those would be my top two. I also would be interested in Puerto Plata because it has more of a local feel, and so you could get to know the local culture better. Restaurants, nightlife, everything. It wouldn't feel so touristy. It'll be a little cheaper, and you get to know the culture a little better. So it just depends what you're looking for.
Yes.
So thanks for watching our video.
Thank you for watching our video.
Please like, comment, or subscribe.
It will help our YouTube channel.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.